Let's talk about lip slurs using quadruped gait patterns and the Vasa shipwreck of 1628 in Sweden. Welcome to my brain at 2 in the morning. A lip slur is loosely defined as connecting two notes, usually on different partials of the overtone series, without the use of the tongue. Lip slurs can be somewhat simple or it can get very complex, and that's important. I think the speed that we play lip slurs changes the way that our muscles coordinate to support the change in the vibration of the lips, and we can think of these like phases and compare that to gait patterns of quadrupeds. Four-legged animals have different gait patterns for moving at different speeds, and the actual shifting between these gait patterns is seamless. There were even some experiments where cats' brains were severed from their spinal cords and they were placed on treadmills, and these cats with essentially no cognitive function still had the ability to transition between these different gait patterns seamlessly. This is both disturbing and fascinating, but also helpful to know. When we practice lip slurs, it's important to realize that slower, less leapy, or less agile patterns can be done with a multitude of different coordination patterns of muscles. But when the slurs get fast or exceptionally agile, the way in which our muscles coordinate gets very specific. This means that different environmental demands can bring out different patterns of coordination, just like the gait patterns of our four-legged friends. The moral of the story is you have to practice lip slurs at different speeds to master different patterns of coordination to accommodate these speeds. The foxtrot is never going to work if we need to gallop, no matter how much you practice it.
Now let's talk about seaworthiness. The maritime industry has several different terms that they use to describe the different types of movement that a boat has while at sea. Let's pretend that a brass mouthpiece is like the boat and the face muscles act like tides or currents in the ocean. Pitch refers to a boat tipping forward or backward, and it is usually caused by an imbalance between the facial muscles and the masseter, which causes jaw retraction and excessive downstream. Roll is when a boat rocks side to side and is seen in brass players as one side being stronger than the other. Yaw refers to the twisting that might occur in the face when the muscles contract and change the aperture like a camera lens. We see this when muscles like zygomaticus are out of balance with the opposite side depressor anguli oris. Heave refers to the ascending and descending of a ship's position, and ironically, we see this the most when we are ascending or descending the range and have an excessive pucker or smile as we head into the extreme ranges. Sway is similar to when the mouthpiece tracks across the face, but the lips and aperture travel with it. We see this when the muscles in the chin aren't strong enough to hold everything in place in the higher register.
But what happens when things are really out of balance? Let's talk about the Vasa. The Vasa was a warship designed with all sorts of firepower and was meant to head the Swedish naval fleet against a war with Poland-Lithuania in the 1620s. At this time, a common test to determine a ship's seaworthiness was to have a bunch of people run back and forth across the bow of a ship, similar to a shuttle run, to see how much the ship rolled and the likelihood of it rolling too far to one side, taking on water, and sinking. The test was performed with 30 people on the Vasa in 1628. The test failed miserably, but the king was so impatient and didn't believe the science. I guess he thought it was fake news. So the boat was ordered to set sail and abruptly sank into the harbor. The moral of the story is, one of the most important factors in developing agility is actually stability. You need to have enough strength and endurance over the right coordination patterns to not tip over, or in our case, lose control. And the ship hands running across the bow is pretty similar to challenges imposed when changing between different partials on the overtone series. So if you want to get really ridiculously good at lip slurs, make sure you're practicing at a wide range of speeds to develop diversity and optimization in the coordination patterns, and make sure you have enough facial stability to hold it all in place with minimal shifting. If you aren't sure what facial stability is or where to find it, check out the link in my bio. I know I can help you.